Hey everyone, it's been a minute. Today, I'm going to talk about something that I've been meaning to talk about for a minute. We'll get back to the fallacies another time. Today, I'm going to be talking about introvert versus extrovert. What is it really? Are we using those terms accurately? And does it really matter? Let's go. So, introvert and extrovert. These terms were coined by Carl Jung in 1921 in his book called Psychological Types. Carl Jung being one of my favorite psychiatrists, cultural anthropologists, so on and so forth. Now, when Jung developed these terms, he wasn't describing somebody who is shy or outgoing. These terms are used more to describe where and how someone directs their energy. First, introvert, intro meaning inward, verte meaning to turn. It's the same with extrovert, except with extra meaning outside. This is how and where someone directs their energy. Introverts, you guessed it, tend to direct their energy inward to their thoughts, feelings, ideas, and reflections. Extroverts direct their energy outward to people and experiences and activities. So again, this has to do with one's direction of energy naturally. Now, most people fall somewhere in the middle of these two. We're usually more of one or the other. So like for me, I'm more on the extroverted side, but I still have a strong introverted self as well. I would say it's about 60-40 or maybe 55-45. So that really means most of us are some version of an ambivert, which is being equal in both. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is because I see these terms used as coping mechanisms a lot, or personality traits that are used to either validate oneself or to invalidate other people. Believe it or not, there are people who are deeply extroverted who have developed shyness and social anxiety, fear around people and new activities. That shyness does not make you introverted. In short, anxiety is typically learned and reinforced through patterns of behavior, thoughts, and experiences. But the extrovert is still there, likely wanting to express itself. You ever heard someone say, "Oh, I wish I could talk to more people," or "I wish I was more confident, but I'm just too introverted"? Yeah, an introvert doesn't really talk like that. That's your extrovert talking. It's just the shyness that's holding you back. And the inverse is true for introverts. You see a lot of people who might deeply be introverted, but have been pushed to be outgoing and talkative, which can typically drain them at the end of each day or cause friction within themselves. I think it is more common that there are closeted extroverts who have developed shyness and fear and social anxiety than the other way around. So this video is more to address them, but I also have other concerns as well. Remember, social skills are just that. They're skills, they're learned. And most of us typically learn these skills at a very young age, but a lot of us don't have the positive reinforcement to keep going. And everyone's experiences are different in a lot of ways. But once you label yourself as introverted, you have now absolved yourself of any responsibility to actually put yourself out there, which I know is not easy for everybody, but I'm a big believer in we often get in our own way. So be honest with yourself. Do you deeply wish to connect with others? Do you feel lonely? Do you want new experiences? You don't have to go out and make friends already, but just the first step is just being honest with yourself. Because that part of you, if it exists within you, if I'm speaking to you, that part of you exists and is dying to get out, which the continual suppression of that part of you can create further friction and anxiety in the future, creating a reinforced spiral effect. This happens to the best of us, believe it or not. And again, it's the same the other way around. There's a lot of people who are deeply introverted, who want to spend time alone, work on things that they care about, but for one reason or another, they feel like they can't or they shouldn't, depending on their upbringing and their experiences. I'm telling you, you got to find a way to feed that introverted aspect of your personality, because it will never go away. The urge to express that and experience that will just grow stronger over time. So in short, think about how you would typically want to end your day, right? In general, you had a long week of work, it's Friday. Do you want to hang out with a couple of friends or just chill with a good book or, work on a project? Does that give you excitement? Or can you not wait to go out with your friends, go to a kickback, go to a show? That's generally an easy way to tell which one is which. But again, if you have a lot of social anxiety, then the thought of going out may terrify you. But if you're deeply introverted, it's not that you're terrified of that, it's just you're uninterested in that. You're more excited about something else, something typically more introspective, reflective, and intimate. I want to expand a little bit more on social anxiety and awkwardness and the friction of dealing with people and how we tend to cope with that in another video. So I'll move on. Another thing that I've seen constantly is how people who claim to be introverted will often put themselves on a pedestal a little bit in spite of extroverts. There's this idea that all extroverts are just attention-seeking, validation-hungry, simple-minded people who just want to party and make noise. That's not the case at all. Extroversion allows us to develop connections and relationships with people and develop experiences that force us to learn more of who we are and grow. There's nothing inherently good or bad about being an introvert or an extrovert. One is not inherently better than the other. That depends on you and your lifestyle and what you want. So stop coping and making fun of extroverts who want to go out and have a party just because you think that you're so superior because you like to read a book every now and again and you think that that makes you special. It doesn't. And people who tend to cope by downplaying other people tend to look at those people with some level of envy, wishing that they could be like that, but they can't for whatever reason. So instead of admitting that and working through that, they'd rather put those people down. It's a very common form of projection that I've seen constantly with this introverted, extroverted conversation, and I just wanted to address it. So again, most of us have both within us. It's like the feminine and masculine within each person. We have both within us. Having some level of balance that works for you is very important, but you have to be careful of the labels of just labeling yourself as introverted, just extroverted. I don't find anything innately wrong with labels, but the way that we use them tends to be an excuse or a way to absolve ourselves of responsibility of having to change or grow. And then we also use these labels largely incorrectly anyway. I can tell you as someone who's more extrovert dominant, I've definitely been exhausted and frustrated around people, and I definitely have loved spending time by myself, doing things that I care about, or having intimate settings with one or two people. But I also know what it's like to be around the right group of people that make you feel excited, doing the right activity that makes you feel engaged, making you long and want to have more of that. A lot of y'all probably just haven't had that yet. Trust me, once you find your people and y'all are doing something that's exciting, that extrovert may have a chance to finally shine and you could be more comfortable expressing yourself. I feel like most introverts who are deeply introverted already found their lane, but same goes for you. Explore these energies within yourself and find value in solace, in solitude, and alone time. All right, so that's all I had to say for now. I'm gonna speak more on social dynamics later, but remember, stop the cope. Let's stop the cope. All right. Love y'all. Stay aware and stay tuned.